has been coming down for a good amount of time, and the Rocky Point recharge zone is quite full of water at the moment, as you can see. This probably started sometime this morning, so we're looking at 2 good hours now. And the heron, which I saw earlier, it was down there. It's starting to slow a bit, so we're gonna see what happens. But this is a good rain, and as you may have seen before on this channel, that's distinguished from a decent rain, as one of the ones we call when we don't get this kind of flow, or a great rain, which is a day and a half of solid rain. And one of the things I've been trying to do is, because I love rain, all Tamil people love rain, because it's so hot and dry in Tamil Nadu, and when it rains we go outside. And I've always done that everywhere I've ever lived. Even in places where it rains a lot, I tend to go out when it rains. In the Bay Area, I would have, from the Army surplus, you can buy basically coveralls that keep you dry. And in a place like this or there, where it's not cold at all, just wet, Portland or Seattle, someplace like that, it's necessary gear to allow you to be outside. But as I've been keeping records this year, this is the 7th good rain, of which there have been 2 great rains, and 2 good rains that included some flash flooding. If you go to RPRZ.org, the website of the Rocky Point Recharge Zone, you can just scroll down. I think what I'm going to do is add a category for rain, and that way we'll just use the category rain, and we'll be able to see every time it rained very simply in the blog. But I just ran through it with my thumb just now, and it's clear that this is the 7th rain of the year. It is May 4th, as Star Wars fans would remind you, and that means 4 months have passed with only 7 rains. Compare that to last year, it's less. Compare that to 2 years ago, it's far less. And to 3 years ago, 2015, the El Nino year, considerably less. And those 3 years are what gave birth to this area, the Rocky Point Recharge Zone. This creek bed being fed by the water that comes from the duct system that I've described before. If you go to the About page, you can see it. Channeled into this drainage area, creating this brand new ecosystem that did not exist in this area before, a microsystem, if you will, is enduring a shortage, a downward trending amount of water since 2015. Several changes have been made along Days of All, I've noticed. They've put up a sign to prevent people from camping in that area, and they have now begun sending crews to clean in that area. So less garbage and detritus is ending up here, but still, every time, if you just look for 2 seconds, you can see there's just garbage going down the creek bed, and it just ends up lying on the ground, as I've said before. This is one of the reasons why I want to work on a conservation program for this particular area of San Antonio. This very small area here, well, really it's about 31 acres of land. The Rocky Point Recharge Zone, an excellent barometer of the climate and weather here in San Antonio. And what I can say is, since it's stopping already now, that was maybe 2.5 hours, and still not enough for us. But it did bring a beautiful heron today, which is down there. And I am hoping that that heron comes back here, because I would like to get some footage of it. I'm MTK, this is the Rocky Point Recharge Zone, the RPRZ, and you can check it out at rprz.org.